that much younger than us, is he? A couple years, few years?
I don't know. Is he younger than us?
Yes.
I feel like he should be older than us.
No. No.
Come on.
Oh, no. No. I'm the old bag. I'm the oldest parent.
Really?
Yes.
Oldest parent where?
For the team.
Really?
I think so. I think I'm the oldest.
Well, how old's
so.
your oldest?
26.
26.
Well, he will be shortly.
And your youngest is?
16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
10 years.
Yep. And, fourth kid out, so it's like, yeah, I'm the grandma, mom.
Does anybody have 4 kids anymore? I mean, there's not.
Yeah, I think so.
Is there still a bunch?
Well, I don't know about a bunch.
I mean, that used to be kind of the 3, 4 was maybe the normal at one time, but I don't think it's that way anymore.
Well, I think it has wax and wanes. It goes from 2 is the normal, and then 3, and then you add 4. I think maybe it's starting to dwindle back down to the 3 again, and I don't know.
I guess I don't talk to a lot of parents. Well, I don't talk to anybody. I'm kind of a loser, but I really don't talk to a whole lot of people anymore.
Well, when your kids are out of school,
yeah.
then it makes it hard,
It does, because you don't have other kids hanging around.
And I don't go out on the weekends, so I don't talk to anybody other than at sporting events. So I think that's why I'm so excited, because now it gives me a chance to get out and be public again.
And be on podcasts.
and wear my jury dropout T-shirt to advertise.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the requests are pouring in.
I know. Yeah, I told you my son had a request.
Which one was that? That was for...
He wants to talk about a conspiracy, the Garth Brooks conspiracy.
Oh, yes.
Do you know that one, Marissa?
Oh, she does now. She's shaking her
We
head.
had this conversation with some friends last night.
No kidding.
Y'all are crazy.
No.
I think it would be a fun topic to talk about the crazy and why there's conspiracy out there. We could bring in a few other conspiracy theories too, but that's a fun one just because it's funny and...
Conspiracies are fun.
I think
because
they're
there's
fun.
always a little bit of truth.
It just gets you thinking. It makes you wonder. Huh.
Well, there's a lot of weird shit that goes on.
Yeah. Well, so there's a conspiracy about our topic today.
What is it?
So we're talking about Gabby Petito today and her boyfriend / fiance who murdered her, that he may still be alive. That's the conspiracy theory.
That's a conspiracy.
Yes. People can't get over the fact of kind of the circumstances of where his body was found and how it was found and when it was found and yada, yada, yada. So, people are going to latch on to the thought of, he's still alive. I know he's still alive.
So now I don't think he's alive. However, I do think that the whole Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, I mean, the whole thing is, I don't know if the word's strange, but it really is a mess.
It's tragic.
It is tragic.
It's just a sad situation, a sad story, and no, I don't believe he's alive either. But it sure is fun to entertain the thought and why people think that.
So the one thing that I do like about conspiracy theories is, at least if you're interested in that sort of thing, which I am, I know you are, Marissa definitely is.
Not.
So
she's the logical one of the bunch.
But it makes you go out and it makes you look into things a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then you tend to find out, when you dig deep, you learn, even though you might not believe it, or maybe when you do your digging, you just come to the conclusion that, it's BS. However, I dug in a little deeper, then I seen even more strange things just with like how the parents acted.
His parents.
His parents.
Yeah.
Also, just the circumstances surrounding his death, I thought were odd. So, and I don't even know where to start on this. I guess most people are probably familiar with the fact that they were a boyfriend and girlfriend, and they traveled in a van, which at the time was pretty popular because it was during COVID when people were bored. So I think that camping and outdoorsy type stuff where you could kind of get away and be by yourself was really popular.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think everybody's familiar with the story with him going out, and of course him returning home with the van, but no Gabby, and then her later being found dead in Wyoming. And then, of course, to be brief, later on, he's found dead of an apparent suicide.
Mm-hmm.
But when when we were talking about this earlier, and you brought up that there was a conspiracy of him being alive, that's actually when I dug a little deeper, and that's when I started looking at like the FBI reports, and I looked at the death report itself, and then of course that led to me looking into. Well, actually, you had brought up the depositions
Yes.
for when her parents filed lawsuit against his parents, and I started reading those, and it's like their behavior is so odd.
Yeah, it served up so much speculation. And if they were innocent of everything, this just did horrible things for their character. They look terrible.
So the only thing I really know, and I think everybody knows on the Gabby Petito thing, is that he definitely killed her.
Yeah.
And he definitely left her for dead, and he returned home. And I think that's when it really gets weird.
Well, I'm just reading that. So he returns to his family home in Florida on September 1st, and then him and his parents go camping.
Yes, they went on a vacation almost immediately.
Right.
What?
Exactly. Now, there's speculation of why would they do this. And some of the theories are, well, they did it because they needed someplace to talk about. I think maybe paranoia had set in a little bit already, and they needed to talk privately about how they were going to handle this situation. The other theory is that, well, now the parents know what happened, and this was kind of their last goodbye. Maybe it was their last vacation together, and they wanted to spend some quality family time together before he went away, or whatever it might be.
So one thing we know is when he was headed to Florida, he contacted his parents ahead of time. Mm-hmm. And he told them, hey, I'm coming home. Gabby's gone, and I need help. I need a lawyer.
Yeah.
So, and what's really weird is when you read like the depositions over that particular phone call, and they talk to both parents, and both parents make it sound like, well, he was frantic. Obviously, we knew something was wrong. We just didn't know what. But when the attorneys would say, well, if he says that she's gone and he needs a lawyer and he's freaking out, did it ever cross your mind that maybe he killed her or she's dead? And they kept saying, well, no. And then when they pressed him for, well, what did you think happened? Well, maybe he assaulted her, and he was fearful that she was going to call the police and press charges. And they go, okay, but did you ask him any questions? Well, no, because he wanted an attorney, and so they called an attorney. The attorney apparently called him, and the attorney said, don't talk to him about anything, which I thought, come on, you're still a parent. You're still going to ask some questions. Like if my kid called me freaking out, the first thing I'm going to ask is, well, what the hell happened?
Yeah. In what world would a parent just not talk about it to their kid?
It's not a fresh new relationship. They've been dating for 3 years. So you've known this girl for 3 years of your life.
And she's lived with him.
Yeah. So she's gone. Okay, what do you mean she's gone? Does it say who the van was registered to? Was it registered to both of them?
No, it was registered to Gabby.
Okay.
So, and that is another weird thing.
She's gone. You have her van.
Yeah. Well,
Red flag.
so now that's brought up in the deposition, and that's where in the deposition, they kind of start from the beginning, from like when they met, when they moved to Florida, when they went on their first vacation or their first road trip, when they came back from that first road trip, what they did, and then kind of the planning and when they went on the second trip. So they had brought up, like, whose van was it? And the mom in the deposition said, well, it was Gabby's van, that she had seen the title and seen that it was titled to Gabby. Later on in the deposition, they're talking about how he was getting home, and ultimately he showed up in that van without Gabby. And the mom said, well, I didn't think anything of it because it was his van. And the attorney goes, what? Well, you just told me a little bit ago that you saw that it was titled to Gabby. And she goes, well, yeah, but he did all of the work to it and the maintenance. Mm-hmm. And I just assumed that he paid for it, and just as a good gesture, he had it titled in her name because, you know, she didn't have any money and she really couldn't have afforded it. And it's like, well, that still doesn't make sense, because before you're talking about how it's Gabby's, but then when he shows up, you then say, well, yeah, but it was his van. Of course he would bring that back. And they showed no concern, because they even asked her, well, weren't you concerned about how Abby was getting home? They said, well, we just assumed that his parents would go get her. And then they said, well, where would they go? Well, I don't know, wherever she was at.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but then they also, she talked about how, you know, she really got along with Gabby really well. She thought that they were getting closer and closer, and she loved her. And they said, oh, well, did you ask about her whereabouts or how she's doing or anything like that? No. It's like, so if Gabby's gone, and let's say that, you know, this was my daughter and her at that time, maybe fiance, and she called me frantic and said, hey, so-and-so's gone. My fiance's gone. I need an attorney. Probably, you know, I'm going to follow that up with what happened.
And why do you need an attorney?
Yeah, and where is she?
And where is she? How are they doing? I mean, you know, I might ask, I probably would ask, if my first thought was they got into a fight and somebody hit somebody else's, I'm going to ask, well, you know, did you get into a fight? Did you like hit her? I mean, what happened? Was this an accident? But there was no questions whatsoever. It's like, okay.
Every parent, I think every logical parent would do that. It was weird. Just that they asked her, or they asked the mom, when he said she's gone, what did you think? Well, I don't know. I don't know what gone meant. I just thought gone meant, well, he left her there, and like he did last time, and he just came back without her. Well, what do you mean last time? Like he did this before? Like, are you kidding me? And like I said, that girl lived with them, and no questions are asked when they said, did you ask how she was? Well, no, Gabby was an adult. I just figured she could take care of herself. I was just concerned about my son. Like, are you, like, yeah. What?
Well, if you cared about both of them so much, wouldn't you be concerned with both?
It just was odd. And then even as a decent human being, to maybe give her parents a heads up and say, hey, they got into an argument. Brian came back here. He left Gabby.
Have you heard from her?
We don't, like, I'm just letting you know, like, something happened. They're not together, and maybe you better reach out to her.
And this also wasn't the first time that he'd showed up back home without Gabby. So that happened once earlier in the trip.
Yeah.
There was an incident in Moab where they had got into a domestic. Law enforcement got involved. Ultimately, he came home for a brief period of time before going back out to where she was at. But they also claimed in their depositions they didn't know anything about that. Like, we didn't know what happened. We thought he was coming home to clean out a storage unit because they had been living with the parents. Or maybe they were living in one of the parents' rentals, and they moved all their stuff into a storage unit. And the parents had said, or the mom anyway, "Hey, why don't you move everything into my spare bedroom?" To which Brian said, "Well, no, we don't want to burden you, so we're just going to get a storage unit." But then he comes back and says, "Well, I'm going to move it." Supposedly, this is according to the mom. "I'm going to move it into the bedroom because I didn't know we were going to be gone this long." But it's even more strange because she had initially also said that when they went on their trip that she thought that they were just going to go to New York and back. And that she didn't find out that they were actually going on this long trip until she received like a Snapchat or a text or something from their daughter of a picture of Gabby and Brian somewhere out west. And I don't believe that because then later in the deposition again, she talked about how she wrote a note and she was expressing her concern because they were going to be gone for so long. And the attorney's like, "Well, I thought you just said that you didn't know they were going to be gone so long." So she's constantly changing her story.
She's contradicting herself left and right. And you just can't believe a word she says, and even when she said that her and Gabby were getting close and getting along, that was BS because I fully believe she was jealous of Gabby and there was some fight over a pie that she had baked and there was no recognition to her about how good she did over this pie and took it out on Gabby and blamed Gabby for a lot of things. That family had a weird dynamic. I think the relationship between Brian and his mom was very odd, strange, and I think he then inherited some of that behavior and characteristics from her. I think, again, we have this either personality disorder or narcissism or something going on within that family that is just odd.
Well, the pie thing is kind of...
Ugh.
It's odd because it shows maybe her character or her thought process, like you said, maybe narcissistic, because all she did was she prepared a pie, set it out on the table, and she was mad because nobody basically said, "Look at the beautiful pie," or "Your pie looks awesome," which, I mean...
So words of affirmation are her love language, or is her love language?
Well, I think what it comes...
I don't know. Yeah.
I think what it come down to, she has to have compliments, but I also wonder...
That was odd, though,
I'm just going to speculate here, so this is just me thinking and not knowing anything. Because I really don't know anything. That maybe that night, Gabby was getting attention from Brian. She had prepared this pie, and she was mad because her pie was getting no attention and all the work she did on this pie, but Gabby was getting the attention. And I think she was already maybe jealous of the attention that Gabby was getting from her son that maybe she would typically get. And so she was becoming more and more upset because she felt like she was losing not necessarily her grip on her son, but the attention that she used to be getting from Brian. Now somebody else was getting that attention.
Mm-hmm.
And Marissa's smiling at me.
She's the preacher's wife on the Hunting Wives.
Huh.
Oh, totally.
Huh.
That was a weird relationship.
Yeah.
That is spot on.
Highly recommend for anybody above the age of 18. And don't let your kids watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. Gabby's mom said that. So Gabby moved in with them and was living in Florida. She is from originally New York. All of a sudden, Gabby's mail address was changed back to New York. So Gabby's mom asked her about it and said, "Well, are you moving home or what's going on? I see you changed your address back to New York. What's going on?" Gabby said, "I didn't do that. I didn't change my address back to New York." So Brian's mom had gone to the post office and changed her mail address back to New York because I think ultimately she wanted her
Gone.
out of the picture.
Sure. In her deposition, she was asked about that, and she said, "Well, I think I was helping Gabby because Gabby didn't know how to do it because Gabby did want her mail forwarded, which no doubt she probably did, but probably not clear back to New York because I think she probably thought that she would return home."
We'll be right back.
Not only are many trying to remove us from our constitutionally limited Judeo-Christian ethos republic, more seem to be forgetting our Judeo-Christian Constitutionalist foundations. Not here at Constitutionalist, we talk about all these things: the past, the present, the future. Biblical community, Judeo-Christian ethos, the whole Bible, biblical community, not worldly communism. And there is a big difference. Join us, Constitutionalists.
I don't know. Yeah. And it just all of those pieces that you hear now about it, and it just makes you wonder, was there some involvement with the mother or from the mother? Because there is this story that the second time he actually flew back home, she flies to is it Teton Mountains? Where was her body found?
Yeah.
And she's the one who drives the van back. That's the speculation of why when Gabby's mom had called Brian's mom, that initially the text didn't go through and she thought she was blocked. And then a few days later she texted her and it actually went through, but they're thinking that it didn't go through because there was no service and that she was actually the one driving the van back because she had always worn a hat. And there was a sighting of what they thought was Brian, and it was actually the mother.
That I don't know. I would think that they would be able to find records of airline tickets when the FBI was involved anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. But I did find it also odd when they contacted the lawyer and the lawyer said, "Don't talk to anybody." Now, if I had done something and a lawyer tells me don't talk to anybody, I'm not going to think, especially in this circumstance, don't talk to Gabby's parents. I'm going to think don't talk to law enforcement.
Yeah.
Or don't talk to...
Or don't talk to your son.
Or don't go out into public and talk to the press. But don't talk to your son, don't talk to your husband, don't talk to the parents of the girl who's actually missing, who happens to be your sons. Were they married or I think
they were engaged?
Well, yeah.
And so, I mean, pretty odd behavior. And I think everybody thought so.
Yeah, and then it just goes on. The odd behavior continues when the police come to their door and they're asking about Brian, and they claim he's there. Supposedly he's not there the entire time. He wasn't there. They cleaned out his bedroom, and I think even revamped it, remodeled it. While he was missing. While he was missing, they were still looking for him. They gutted his bedroom and redid it all. Got rid of his stuff. they also had gone on this camping trip. That was odd. Brian then comes back, and after they get back from this camping trip, he then leaves again and says he's going hiking. Supposedly takes his car out to this campsite. His car is there for a few days. Evidently, his parents go and check on his car, and he's got a note on his car that says, if you don't move this car, we're going to tow it. So they go pick up the car, and they take it back home as if it's no big deal. And then you think, well, I just now noticed that my son didn't take his phone or his wallet. His car's out there, but we're just going to go ahead and bring it home. I think nothing of it. And still don't tell anybody that his son is missing. What? I don't understand any of that logic behind any of those decisions.
I don't understand the logic behind anything that they say.
It's just...
I mean, I think that there's some logic behind it, and I think the logic is they're covering constantly. It makes me wonder if...
You wonder covering what?
Yeah.
What are they covering?
What have they already covered?
Wasn't there something to do with the notebook?
Oh, well,
his notebook. That they found.
Who found? The parents?
The parents found his backpack because his parents... So the FBI are searching for him in this parks recreation area. Is that right?
Yeah, it's like a swampy area.
For a month.
Yeah.
They're searching for a month and spend over $2 million searching. And supposedly this park was closed off because it was underwater. And the literal day that the park opens back up for people to go in, they find him within hours.
What was left of him?
Well, his parents, as in his parents find him within hours. Yeah.
See, I was thinking that law enforcement found him.
No, his parents
FBI.
found him.
I was under the impression that the parents found like his book bag and some of his personal belongings, and then law enforcement actually discovered the site where the remains, which maybe,
yeah. but the backpack was right there where he was. So you think they find the backpack and his belongings, he's also right there. But whether they didn't recognize that it was, his clothing was there. There was some clothing there.
And I don't know. I don't know if it would be. I think it's forensic pathology, but I don't know enough about, how fast bodies will decompose in certain temperatures and humidity and water involved, and there was animals in this case as well, because all they found really were skeletal remains, like no fleshy material whatsoever.
Is that odd? I feel like it's odd.
It seems odd to me, but I don't know if a lot of it has to do with climate, humidity.
It's literally a month's time, and Gabby had been missing for how long, and her body wasn't decomposed.
It was decomposed, but
not to bone.
Not to bone, and he was nothing but bone. Like in the reports that I read by the FBI, that there was no fleshy material whatsoever. It was literally, I don't know to go as far as bleached to bone, but it was just bones.
Because you'd think even if animals were eating, they would was he still fully intact?
No. They had to search and pick up. His bones were scattered. So it makes you wonder if he'd been deceased maybe even longer. Or, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's odd. I would say maybe...
And taken out there,
possibly.
Which then... So that's the biggest controversy in the autopsy or the medical examiner's report, the autopsy report of where his gunshot wound was.
Yeah, on the left side of his temple, and he was right-handed.
And that alone is very odd.
Well, I think it's weird.
And then you couple in the fact where his mom's weird as F.
Yeah.
And writes him this strange letter and don't report him missing and gut his bedroom and get rid of his belongings and do all this stuff. It makes you wonder if the parents killed him.
Yeah. So I kind of wonder
What
that
do you
myself.
think?
I think that the parents were involved, and it wouldn't surprise me if, and this is just I'm just speculating here, I'm just ideas, that maybe she shot him. That maybe it was one of those I love you, see you on the other side type of a deal. You know, I'm not gonna let you go to a prison. And she shot him. That's just what I think, because I just think it's weird.
I love you so much. A mother's love. I love you so much that I'm gonna kill you.
Yes.
So you don't have to deal with the circumstances of what you did.
I hope Marissa doesn't love me that much.
Sure don't. Don't think I could ever
You know,
shoot
there are several stories that I love you to death type of
Sure.
situations where.
Well, there's, assisted type suicides and things like that. But, you know, I think it's plausible that the mom and himself, of course, I don't think that they're mentally right. Obviously, he already killed somebody, so he ain't mentally right anyway. And then just, reading through her deposition and her actions and, even the letters that she had wrote to him, it wouldn't completely surprise me to find out that,
Right.
she assisted him with going bye-bye.
And then there's also some odd postings that his sister made on Instagram that speculated that he was a victim of domestic violence.
She hadn't heard that either.
Yeah, one of the TikTok sleuths had found that and said that, she was posting kind of some, I don't want to say odd, but posting some things about domestic violence and being a domestic violence victim, and how basically the public still thinks of him as one way when in actuality he was a victim of it. People are speculating from her post that she's trying to convey that Gabby was the one that was abusive to him. What if she's actually saying that his mother was abusive to him?
I could buy that.
It kind of clicked for me when I read that. I'm thinking, oh, maybe she's, people are in the back of their minds thinking she's talking about Gabby, and they're kind of up in arms thinking, how dare you say that Gabby was abusive to him, which maybe she's not talking about Gabby at all. She's talking about their mother.
I could see that. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going to suggest that when Gabby and Brian were together that they didn't kind of go at it back and forth. But, that still doesn't mean that you can kill somebody over it.
No, absolutely not. Nobody knows truly what happens behind closed doors between couples, but nobody deserves to be murdered for anything like that. But it's just, you just have to think about what else was going on in that family that we don't know about.
And something else is so the mom, and this is our opinion, has this, what, I would think is a kind of a strange relationship with her son. And she wants all of his attention, is the way it seems to me. And so now he's killed Gabby. And what I think is now the mom, one of her thoughts is, well, now he's mine again. Mm-hmm. So, and, maybe she thought, well, now that I've got him back, I'm not going to lose him again to somebody else. And, of course, he's going through his difficult times because he knows that he's killed Gabby. They know that he's probably going to go to prison because they're going to catch him. They already know he did it. And she's like, well, if he goes to prison, I lose him again. And it made it that much easier for her. I'm not saying it was easy. It would have been easy for her, but to pull that trigger.
Yeah, because you think of all of the instances of domestic violence or battered woman syndrome, and when it leads to murder, that's the abuser's MO is like, I love them so much. I knew they were leaving. I didn't want anybody else to have them. And so they killed them. What if it's the same scenario? It's just with mother-son instead of.
Look at his reason for killing her. For killing Gabby.
Right.
He was putting her out of her misery.
Yeah.
So maybe mom was putting him out of his.
Yeah, because he was so distraught and he was writing in his journal.
Yeah. So.
It totally makes sense. I think we solved the case.
Yep. Okay. Well, next.
Jury's out. Let's go. I mean, truly, I mean, I don't know that I've really heard a lot of people saying that. I know the mom did. She was on Taylor Lautner's podcast, and she did mention that she thinks that maybe he was murdered by somebody else.
Yeah, Gabby's mom or?
Gabby's mom was on a podcast. Did I say it wrong? Sorry.
No. You just said mom. So
Gabby's mom.
That Brian was murdered by somebody else? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other than his mom or just by somebody else?
She said by his mom, or she said by somebody else, and then speculated by his parents.
Well, now that I think about it, like I said earlier, when Brian in his notebook wrote why he killed Gabby was to put her out of her misery for whatever reason. I don't know if supposedly she had a broken leg or whatever. I mean, she's not a horse, but
yeah, that was Bill BS. I don't think she had any of that.
But the fact that he stated that he basically put her out of her misery, that was his mind at work. And his mind is probably not too different than his mother's mind. Mm-hmm. And so his mother just basically had the same thought.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
There it is. Done. Good job, Jamie.
If it wasn't for you and those meddling kids,
Yeah, I know it.
I would have gotten away with it too.
Good job, Scooby. Marissa, you got anything? You're over there beating on a keyboard.
I was just looking up the squeeze.
Yeah, see?
What's the squeeze?
It's the Lautner's
Taylor Lautner's podcast.
Taylor and Taylor's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
See? I know a thing or two.
I hear it's a great podcast. Number 2 behind us.
Behind the jury dropout.
So I was just going to look for that podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
You know who Taylor Lautner is, right?
No, who's Taylor Lautner? Am I missing something here?
He's the wolf.
Oh, it's a guy?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, it's a husband and a wife, and they're both named Taylor.
And what is the name of this podcast again?
The Squeeze.
The Squeeze.
Why is the name of the movie
Twilight.
Yeah, Twilight movie, the Twilight series.
You would know him if you saw him, just
it's
because the girls watch the Twilight.
Oh,
Edward's the vampire.
Oh, so this is an actor.
Yes, he's an
famous.
actor. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Taylor, he's the one that played Jacob, who was the wolf.
I need to watch more podcasts, apparently.
Pretty sure his wife's name is Taylor. Yeah.
I don't know.
I know that he dated Taylor Swift as well. See?
Poor guy.
Maybe her name isn't Taylor.
Yeah, I don't know who his wife is.
Wait a minute. So they're all Taylor?
Yeah, everybody.
And Taylor Swift?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be Taylor Swift's not involved. Not
You sure?
anymore. Yeah.
There's got to be a Taylor
No,
Swift
her name is
conspiracy.
Taylor.
Oh, well, see, there you go. Oh, there's a lot of Taylor Swift conspiracies.
I think, and I told Marissa
big
last
one.
night, that she might be country music's P. Diddy.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
She's not country anymore.
Oh. Well, and I'm just kidding.
I don't know about that. The theory out there is she's going to be the performer at the Super Bowl with her little Easter eggs that she laid out on
Easter?
No, on Travis and his brother's podcast.
Oh.
She laid some
New
Easter
Heights.
eggs.
I didn't watch that one either.
I did.
Shocker.
Did you catch that?
There were lots
That
of things
she's
in
going to
the
be
back,
Super
yeah.
Bowl entertainment this year for the next Super Bowl?
You know,
I mean,
I'm not a
there are
Swiftie, but I've seen worse.
there are conspiracies about her,
Well, there's conspiracy.
but we won't tell Marissa about them.
No.
Her and Travis particularly.
I'm not a Travis fan.
Well, one of these days.
I mean, who is the gal, the model that she is supposedly in love with?
Who's in love with?
Taylor.
The model?
Can't think of her name.
Fabi. Oh, it's a girl?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I can't think of her name.
Oh, man. This is going to be like a hunting.
That's
hunting wives.
that's one of the conspiracies,
That I haven't heard.
that they have a lavender relationship.
All right. I'm starting to like her a little bit more
She has
now.
a song called Lavender Haze.
I don't even know what that means.
A lavender relationship?
Yeah, what's that?
It's when a woman is married to a gay man.
That's weird. That's a thing?
Yes.
Why would they do that?
Well, it's like the perfect relationship. she gets fashion advice and doesn't have to be bothered.
Oh, my God.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Should we cut out of this thing?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Before we get too far skewed from our topic.
Yeah. Whatever. Well, we'll catch you next time.
All right. Adios. Bye.
Back,